Yeah, motherfucking yeah. Let's go.
Oh,
Sin- Sincerest apology about that. First, I got fucking disconnected and literally, yo, honestly, it's a good thing it was simultaneously. Because imagine if
yeah.
we,
Like if
like,
you got it, like you got disconnected and then I got disconnected, but it happened in like seconds where we both just literally went
that,
downhill.
yeah, bro, that's
That shit
insane.
sucked. But sorry, like we said, sorry about the internet. We had to make a whole new stream, so hopefully you guys were able to move over. And you guys are
Yeah,
not just stuck trying to watch that one.
yeah, you didn't have to go too far. But like we said earlier, if your notifications were on, you would have got notified we went live again. So works out perfectly, you know.
Hey, you know what I mean? And it's there for a
And
reason.
and if you were, a little dingus and didn't have your notification turned on and you were still stuck in the other video, well, turn your motherfucking notifications on. That's all we gotta say. So, anywho, let's get into the main topic. I guess we were gonna talk about today.
Yeah.
The subject we hate talking about, but I think it's important to talk about. Women.
Whoa.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Nah, let's get into some college talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I feel like like I guess I was trying to say, but I probably got cut off because of the whole fucking disconnection if internet failure was. We felt like we wanted to talk about something that would be more like not appropriate, but more like reasonable. Because like the past 4 episodes, it was just all of us just talking and talking and talking, like leading to nothing. So we were like, you know what, let's make an actual episode of like something that's real.
And something that people our age can actually relate to, because
Correct.
that's like, this the normal age that you'd go to college and shit.
Right. So I mean, so now tell us about your college experience.
My college experience. So I'm not gonna lie, like going in like to like senior year of high school, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to do college at all. But
Mm.
I had an ex girlfriend that was very like determined and shit, and so she like always pushed me. So I ended up moving up to Orlando, went to Valencia. My original major was health science because that's something I kind of. It's yeah, dude. It's weird because like
I didn't know
I don't
that.
know, bro. I was a sports guy, so I'm like, I'm gonna become a physical therapist, yo. I'm gonna
Mm.
be involved with sports, bro. I don't
Mm.
mean. So I'm like, oh, I bet that's something I think I could see myself doing.
Right.
My freshman year comes. I was
Mm.
like, all right, let's get this degree, boy. My freshman year is actually my only full year of school. Like I did, like the other times I like separated, like I took a break, go back a semester, took a break, blah blah blah. So I did all my general classes. You got your comp. Actually, yeah, my first semester of freshman year, comp, speech, intermediate math. I did intermediate algebra because my senior year I didn't take a math class because I had already acquired all my math credits because I did algebra 1 in 8th grade.
Me too.
So yeah, I did algebra 1 in 8th grade, geometries. Geometry freshman year, algebra 2 sophomore year, and then trigonometry junior year. And then I had nothing senior year. So yeah, I did the intermediate algebra to get a little refreshed. And then what else did I do? Comp speech. I was literally just talking about it to my sister yesterday because we were talking about school. I don't remember, but it'll come to me eventually. And then my second semester, this is the semester that changed my motherfucking life. I had comp 2, I did algebra 1, breeze. I did that. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like that class that all freshmen have to do. It's like a freshman requirement.
SLS.
SLS, that's it. Yeah, I couldn't think of that shit. Yo, I had the goofiest fucking professor for that shit. Literally would just stand there, monotone. So guys, blah 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 blah, bro, weirdest motherfucker ever. And like he always like dressed so fucking official, but he's just weird. And then fucking biology.
That fucked you over, huh?
Bro, well, fun fact, this is actually the class that made me do my experiment, which energy drink works the best for me. So like I would stay up fucking studying for these tests and the finals that I had for this class. And so like one night I would try Red Bull, one night I would try Monster, one night I would try something else, and like I just couldn't find the appropriate energy drink that would keep me up. And dude, the one that ended up working the best is the weirdest fucking one, bro. Mountain Dew Kickstart. So like ever since then, like if I'm driving to like Orlando late at night, because you know I like to leave late at night so I don't deal with traffic.
Right, me too.
Mountain Dew Kickstart, bro, keeps me up the whole ride. It's so fucking weird. Like who the fuck drinks a Kickstart for energy?
That's what it's used meant for.
But then, anywho, so biology, bro, I fucking would pay attention in class. I did efficient notes. Like I was a good kid in class, you know. Like I did my shit. But like the way his stuff was set up was he would have the PowerPoints online so you can go back and like review it and shit. But on the PowerPoints it only had like topics. So like it was a topic and then he would talk about the topic. So if you missed it, you know, or if you couldn't write it down fast enough, there was no way of re-getting it. So it's like the PowerPoints basically were worthless because it just tells you what he's about to talk about.
Right.
But bro, like I would watch YouTube videos like, all right, let me get a better explanation on what the fuck this is. Bro, that I studied for hours and hours for that class, bro. The highest fucking grade I think I got on a test was probably like a 78. I think I got like a 74 in the class.
Hey, C's
That
get
shit-
degrees.
Yeah, that was my first C in college, dude. That shit kicked my ass. And that was the class that I knew I wasn't gonna do fucking health science. I was like, fuck biology, bro. Fuck that shit.
Oh,
and then here I was like, fuck, dude, now what am I gonna do? So then I did the summer, I did 2 math classes, I did college trig and college statistics, bro. Don't take 2 math classes at the same time. On the bright side, I did finish all my math like requirements for fucking college, but bro, trig was a hard fucking class. Stats was easy. Trig was so hard.
Calc is hard.
Have you ever taken trigonometry, bro? Bro, the law of sine, cosine, tangent, that shit's no fun.
That shit cake.
Bro, I took that class in high school. I fucking easy as shit. And then I come to fucking college. I'm like, where the fuck is this stuff coming from?
Yeah, bro, that shit's cake, dog. Calc is what kicks my ass because there's all these different formulas, and then he's like, "Oh, but you gotta use this formula."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but then
calc
add it
suck.
to that formula, and I'm like, "The fuck you just say to me?" Like,
yes, bro.
that shit
I know what you're talking about, dude. Like where you had to put a formula into a formula.
bro, like
So
you want me
my
to remember this shit?
Yeah, for real, bro. Like my junior year of high school, when I took trig, my first quarter I actually took pre-calc. I failed that shit. So our guidance counselor, like so many people failed it. So our guidance counselor, like they made a trig class. Like the trig class didn't even exist, but they made a trig class for all the people that failed out of pre-calc. So like they gave the option, like you want to stick with pre-calc or are you trying to hop on over to trig?
I did pre-calc in high school.
I said, let me get out that shit because there ain't no way I'm getting that.
I did pre-calc in high school.
Like, bro, I'm such like I'm a good mathematics guy. Like, math is just easy for me, but pre-calc, bro, that was a whole nother level. Did you ever take physics, bro, in high school? So, one of the dude, I don't know why I got fucked this year, but one of the requirements for physics is algebra 2, and my sophomore year they scheduled me algebra 2 and physics.
Oh, excuse me.
So like I was supposed to take algebra 2 before physics, but here I am taking both. So like there's some shit in my physics class. I'm like, bitch, I haven't even learned this shit yet. Like get the fuck out of my face.
Oh fuck, dude.
So yeah, that shit was terrible. But then yeah, so then my second year of college, I took my first semester off because I was like, you know, I don't want to do health science, but what the fuck am I gonna do?
Right.
Like I had no clue. So I was like, you know what? Let me take this semester off. I'll just work, figure out my life, and then that's when I decided, I like children. Might as well become a teacher. So then I swapped my major over to elementary education, got some of those classes out the way, and then moved back home. And I haven't gone back since. So that's my college career. Hey, bro, shit happens.
Mine had actually a really similar start to yours, because I was a kid, like, I was just like, I don't really give a fuck about college, like, who cared? I didn't give a fuck about high school either.
Yeah, same.
But what kept me in was sports.
Yeah.
Like, all I was doing is playing sports and sports and sports and sports, and like, you have to have a certain GPA and shit, and it's just like, okay, I guess I would try, And so at first I was like, I don't really give a fuck about college, bro. Like, I'm not even sweating it. And then one day, my ex now, but my girlfriend at the time, she was like smart as how
No, she was smart. I remember.
how don't ask me, bro. I was like the dumbest kid in fucking high school, and she was like the top 20, and I was just like, hey, how? I don't know, like, shit happens. So she was like hella smart. So she was going to school no matter what. She actually graduated not too long ago, and she's a nurse, which congratulations if she ever watches this. But I was just like, I didn't give a fuck about school. So one day we, after graduation and everything, you have like a few weeks before you go off. Like, kids in the summer, they have a few weeks before they go, and then everybody else, they have the whole summer until they go to fall.
Mm-hmm.
My ex, she only got accepted for the summer. So she had to go for the summer before fall.
No, what do you mean by that? Like, she got accepted for the summer, but not the fall. But if she did well in the summer,
so basically, this was UCF because we went to Orlando. Now if you apply to UCF, you're most likely gonna get in, because they need diversity. When we graduated, they didn't give a fuck. So, like, when she, like I said, she was top 20. I think she was like number 12. And she applied for UCF. They told her that she wasn't good enough for fall. That if she wanted to go to that school so bad, she would have to go to summer. And then if she does the summer term, she's in fall, because you're already a student.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
She's not accepted for fall. She's only accepted for summer.
So it's basically like, you come now or you ain't coming.
Basically.
I got you.
So after that, it was we went to breakfast. We went to go eat Kiki's. I don't know if any of you guys know Kiki's, but we went to go eat Kiki's because that's where she worked. And so we pulled up, and we're eating, and I get a random phone call. A random ass phone call. And back then, I used to pick up every call. If I didn't know your number, I'm picking it up just in case, like, because I might have fun with you, just shits and giggles. And so basically what had happened was, I went to this camp for soccer when I was a sophomore. And they called me, and they're like, hey, you still play soccer? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, hey, we watched you your sophomore year, and we thought you were good then, and we can only imagine how good you are now. We want to get you, accepted into our school, and we'll work out a scholarship for you. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm getting a soccer scholarship? I was like, bro, what? This is like the dream. Like, what the fuck? Like, I was hype as fuck. Now, let me let everybody know, no one in my family ever went to college. I mean, my older brother did, but my older brother didn't talk. So I was like the first. So I had to figure this shit out myself. And I wasn't going to get a full ride. I was going to get a partial because it was a private university. So my acknowledgement, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go there, play my 4 years of soccer, 4 or 5 years of soccer, get my degree, have that shit all paid for, and be fucking good. So my first question, I asked the recruiter, I was like, yo, what majors do you guys have there? And he was like, "Oh well, you see, we're a private university, so you know we got a few business majors, you know, all the like small majors that a lot of kids go for, but our biggest major is fashion." I was like, "What the fuck? I don't give a fuck about fashion." I was like, "I want to be a fucking engineer."
He said the only fashion I know is hoodies and hats.
Hoodies and hats, and jerseys and jerseys.
Yeah, and jerseys.
So yeah, and it was like fashion. I was like, oh, that's it. Like, you guys don't have any engineering programs? And there he was like, nah, man. But we do partner with Boston University. So you know, after it was like you can do classes there too, but you have to pay. I was like, I'll get back to you, man. He's like, all right, cool. You know, let me know. You know, we can help you get this application done so you know, you get your scholarship. And I was like, all right. And he goes, yeah, one more thing though. Like, I just want to let you know, like, for every one guy, there's 3 girls here. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going for soccer, not girls.
He tried persuading you by a fucking
Hell
girl.
yeah, dude. I was like, man, I got a girlfriend, dog. I don't need that. Hey, I got you.
Dirty bitch.
Yeah, so I was just like, so like I said, like how I told you, like I didn't know how college worked. So I didn't know I can go there, get my AA, play 2 years, and then possibly be a walk-on on Boston University and transfer. I had no idea of that. I thought, like, I'm signing a contract. I'm stuck there for 2-3 years. Therefore, I was like, I declined my offer. And I went to Valencia.
Hey, bro, God's plan, dog. If you went there, we would never have met. We wouldn't be here today talking about fucking college.
You're right. So it was like, Valencia was like a hard hit for me because like I moved there with the wrong people. So like I always got stuck in a hole where I just stopped going to classes and work more. And, you know, I got used to that. And
Yeah, I remember when we met, you weren't doing classes.
yeah, so it's like I got used to that where it's like I gotta work, I gotta pay these bills, gotta pay these bills. And it was just like, it was too much, man. And my thing about me is like, I hate negativity. I hate it. Negativity to me is like fuel to make me better.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'm not trying to talk bad about her. She's a very, like, great person. But my ex, she was, like, very negative because I wasn't going to school. So I was like, oh, okay, all right, I got you. Like, I got you. And so at this point, me and my ex were living with each other for, like, 2.5, almost 3 years. We were living with each other.
You guys lived with each other when you first moved there?
Mm-hmm. She had a dorm, but she just stayed at my apartment most of the time. So like at this point, you know, we're about 2-3 years of living with each other. So I made a decision. I was like, you know what? I want to go back to school, like for myself, like, cause all this negativity about, you know, oh, you're just not meant for school. Just go to trade school. Go to the trade school. You're not meant for a degree. Like, all right, watch, I got you. I'm gonna get me a fucking degree. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna go back to school. The only way I'm gonna be able to go back to school is I'm gonna go back home. I'm gonna live with my grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, because for those who don't know, or you know, some people might be in the same predicament. It's hard to go to school
and pay for your own self.
Work and support yourself. I mean, that's literally what ended up me back home and living with my grandma as well.
Yeah, so
it's just hard.
It is hard. You know, some people are very fortunate where, you know, they got family to give them money and help. I'm not on that side.
Me neither, bro. There was like, I love my parents and all, but there was actually a time where I had to send them my money, like, to help pay for their rent and shit, because, you know, my this was the time when my dad got laid off from his job, so like they were struggling. I was doing okay for myself. I also had a little bit of student loans, so like they were asking me for money, so I'd send them money, but then that would put me behind and shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's tough, you know, having to support yourself.
Yeah, so you know, so I was like, I'm coming back home. I came back home and I've been going strong, bro. I've been going strong since. I lost my financial aid, so I had to pay for my classes myself. You know, I've been going hard since. Like, I've been on that shit.
Yeah, bro.
And
It's a grind.
as soon as I left, next thing you know, I lost my girlfriend and shit. And I was like, oh fuck, like I was like, at some point you think like, damn, was it worth leaving to go back to school to lose like a person that to let anybody know me and my ex broke up like almost a year ago. It's been a year and a little over a year.
It is about November of 18, so yeah.
Yeah, so a little bit over a year, and yesterday would have been our 8th year anniversary.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so it was like a question that my friend asked me the other day that was like it opened my mind, and like I'll let you guys know is how does someone feel, losing a person that you were so close with, and they're not even dead. It's like this was my best friend. This is a person I did everything with.
Oh yeah, 7 fucking years of your life,
7 years, bro, and then it's just gone. And it's just like, oh, wow, okay, like how do you cope now? Like, you don't got a person to go to. You don't got a person to cry, to like use their shoulder to cry on. You don't got none of that stuff. And like how I told my friend, like in the beginning, it sucks. That shit sucked. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was depressed as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I was hella depressed.
Yeah, like if you watched a few videos ago, we talked about it, like the whole fucking our trip to Atlanta.
Depressed, bro, and like I let myself go. I was eating hard, and I was gaining weight and everything, and I was just like, I was depressed as fuck. Like, but I was just like, you know what? Like, in the back of my head, I was like, all that negativity of her saying that, I wasn't worth a degree, or like she doesn't think I'm able to get a degree. I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna get this degree. Mm-hmm. So I use that shit. I pushed myself in school, and next thing you know, I've been on the gym and I lost hella weight, and it's like it's good. Like now, like being in school, and now I don't. She doesn't cross my mind of like, oh, I'm in school because of her. Like, nah, now I'm sitting here. I'm like,
now you're in school because of you.
I'm in school for me.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm enjoying this shit now. Like this is all me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel good. Like it feels good because like when I type into my Blackboard or my web whatever, and I look and it's like 50% completion to your degree. I'm like, wow. Like, oh shit. Like this shit's happening.
Yeah, that's happening.
This shit's happening. And then like in the past episode we were talking about, bro, in like 6-7 months I'm gonna have to be looking into transferring to a big university. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about going to your university. So the podcast wouldn't have to be like this. The podcast would be us by each other.
Uh-huh.
And it's like now, we're just talking about it, but
Bro,
like
coming.
I said, 7 months later, we're going to be like, damn, bro, we have to make a choice.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, bro. It's like bittersweet because like, don't get me wrong, bro. I miss those memories in Orlando. And like, I wish I did better back then.
Right.
But bro, like no one can knock my happiness that I am at right now. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful feeling, really, dude. So, in case anybody doesn't know, my whole fucking college degree and shit, it flopped so many different times. In high school, I wasn't getting any offers. Like I said, I didn't get an offer until after I graduated. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go join the Air Force. I'm going to be an aerospace engineer for the Air Force. Get my college paid for. Get some benefits. But then I started doing really good in sports. I started going to camps and shit. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get an offer. Fuck the Air Force. Like, I'm not going to sell myself for 4 years for nothing. So I was like, I'm going to get me an offer. That's going to happen. I got an offer. Rejected it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? I'm still going to be an aerospace engineer. I'm going to go to Valencia and transfer to UCF for an aerospace engineer. Long story short, too many fucking classes, bruh. I was like, you know
Hey,
what?
bro, it
I
happens.
fuck with airplanes a lot, dog, but this ain't it. This is not it. So I was like, let me go down a bit. I was like, what can I be? Like, I want to be an engineer because I like being hands on.
Mhm.
And that's when like the whole big talk of, oh, go be a mechanic, go to a trade school, get a license. You don't, you're not fit for a degree. And I'm just like, damn, maybe I should just go get a license. Like, be a mechanic. Like, I fuck with my car already. I already work on my car, so I already know half of the shit I'm doing. And I was just like, nah, bro, I want to be an engineer. I want to be able to sit there and be like, bro, I'm a fucking engineer. So I switched my major. I went to a hardware engineering, computer hardware engineering. And I was just like, bro, like I was on that shit heavy. You know, I'm still doing the prereqs and stuff. And I switched. I literally just switched like last semester because I was looking. One thing you should do when you're choosing a career and like when you're looking for like, I'm not saying you should do it, but something like you should like think about considering is obviously do what you love. That like don't fucking go chase a career that you're gonna be, you know, sad as fuck
Yeah,
and not even
you know,
enjoy it.
if you're enjoying your work, is it really work?
Exactly. So but one thing I did was like, all right, I'm putting all this time in. Every let's beat around the bush, bro. We trying to get paid. We trying to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was doing my prereqs for computer hardware engineering, I was like how much are we getting paid? We're looking at like 86,000 and stuff. You could top off at six figures. That's a possibility. I was like, okay, I can sit at 86. I don't really need that much money.
Mm-hmm.
Like 86 is nice.
86 is real fucking nice.
Like
That's
and like they said, you can top off at six figures, so you can be making $106,000 a year. I'm like, bro, if I'm like 40 and like 10 years or 15 years, I'm making $106,000 a year. I'm fucking set for retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at it, I was like, okay. I was like, and this is the part that you should do is the hiring rate. Computer hardware engineering high rate is low. Like, it's low. So that's why if you look at the average, you only start off with like 46,000. So when you first start working as a computer hardware engineer, the degree you work so hard for, you're only making $46,000 a year. And then as the years go by, 10, 15, 20 years in, you're going to be sitting at like 86. And you can retire off of 86. Doesn't mean like it's a possibility to hit six figures. It doesn't mean you're going to hit six figures.
Yes, bro.
So I was like, oh, fuck, I don't want that. I want, I want to get my money's worth. But I'm going to keep in the same vicinity of computers. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do computer software engineering. I was just looking it up, and I was talking to one of my homeboys that I work with. And I was like, yo, wait, what is your degree? He goes, computer science. I was like, what is computer science? And he goes, oh, it's just basically computer software. It's just same shit. Just all you do is take two different classes. But your job is basically the same. You're just more open for opportunity as a computer science major. I was just like, I think I'm gonna go computer science. More open, like more possibilities. So what I'm leaning on is I'm gonna get my computer science degree, and I'm gonna lean more towards network security because that's like a big thing that's going on right now.
Uh-huh.
So hopefully, we see what happens, and I'm about to get my first degree in what? This summer.
Blessed out, bro.
So
Associates, bro. That's the stat.
that's the
Hey, bro,
start.
I don't know if you peeped the chat, bro, but Seth Jackman in cars now wrestling for ODU, having a wild time. Bro,
Hey, listen.
Hey,
Let me talk to
Yo,
you, Seth.
you gotta fucking look at some of our older podcasts, bro, where we talk about like our actual fucking wild ass college
Oh
stories.
yeah, that shit's hilarious. Well, basically, Seth, man, college, being on a degree in college is the best thing ever. I have a friend who was in wrestling. He went to Kentucky University, some big wrestling school. I don't know what it is, and he said it was the best fucking time of his life. It's
Now,
because
was it because of wrestling itself, or
I think it's once if you're in college for a sport, it's
Bro, yeah.
amazing. It's fucking amazing. And that was my goal. And I knew that was gonna fucking build me up. I'm playing soccer in college and I'm getting paid for, like my college is getting paid for, and I'm just having fun. I feel like I'm in high school again. That shit is Seth, bro, congratulations, bro. I hope you go far. You know,
Mhm.
I know
Right.
wrestling is a very hard, sport to like push around, but bro, wrestling, hopefully you go to the Olympics, bro. You can go to the Olympics. All jokes aside, you can do MMA. You can do
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah,
you can do
Yeah.
WWE, even though it's like more entertainment, but bro,
Bro, there's opportunities.
there's opportunities everywhere for that shit.
And even if you're not trying to pursue with the whole wrestling, you still got your degree while you're having fun doing that shit.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, you're doing this shit you enjoy. Plus, it's benefiting you because you're getting the opportunity to go to class for. I'm not gonna say you're going full ride or whatever, but maybe even you're just a walk on. But you're still having fun while you're getting your degree.
It-
And it's honestly an opportunity that most people don't get.
you're right, bro, and it's like people look past wrestling as a sport because it's like I said, you can't really go far with it. But like they don't see like the endless opportunities, and it's all about what you put into it. So like Seth, if you decide you want to go all out in wrestling, bro, you can, like I said, you can be in the Olympics.
And I feel like MMA is getting so big, like it's
MMA
blowing
is
up recently.
huge right now. It's huge. Like wrestling is like basically jiu-jitsu or whatever the fuck that's called.
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really wrestle, bro. I got tossed around like a fucking rag doll. I'm a tiny ass kid. And so it's like, just learning jiu-jitsu based off wrestling, you already have a head start. And like, yeah, you don't have to go to college to be in the MMA. But like, let's say you win a few titles. Let's say you go to the Olympics. Bro, that's your name's already out there. So people is gonna be looking at like, oh, that's Seth is an Olympic, bro. He's gonna put in work.
Yep.
Like, and personally, me, I like to follow small fighters. That's my thing. Like, my favorite fighter right now, that in boxing, Ryan Garcia.
Ooh, Ryan Garcia, bro. He's fucking.
He's a beast, my dude.
Yeah.
He's a beast. Like, that's my favorite fighter right now, Ryan Garcia.
It's funny. The way I found out about him is he did the flute song as his walkout,
Yeah?
and Russ performed it live while he walked out. Like he brought Russ with him, and Russ like walked out with him as he was singing the flute song live.
That's fucking bad. I did not know that.
Yeah, you got. That's how I found out about him. You got to look at that clip,
I'm gonna
bro.
look that
It's really
shit
dope.
I found out about Ryan Garcia because I was like, in the beginning of 2019, I was boxing myself. That's how I was like getting into shape. And I was like, oh, who's like boxers around my age? And I saw the golden boy Ryan Garcia, and I was like, who the fuck is this kid? And like I was watching his like garage workout, and dude, this guy can freaking go. And I was like, oh, he's mean. Like this. So I was watching his fights, and he has like 30-second KOs and all that stuff. And like, what was that big fight that was happening during the whole Nate Diaz fight? There's a big boxing fight that was happening. I forgot what it was.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh,
but
it
I
was Triple
watching
G.
the
It was
Nate
Triple
Diaz.
G. No, it wasn't Triple G. It was what's his fucking name? He's my favorite. He's one of my favorite fighters too. Damn, the ginger Mexican. I forgot his name. Canelo.
Ah, yeah.
Canelo was fighting, and me and my dad went to go watch it, but it got too crazy at the bar. And I was like, all right, we'll leave after we watch Ryan Garcia fight because he was on undercard. Bro, Ryan Garcia won in fucking 20 seconds. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was wild. But hey, man, like I said, Seth, man, yo, keep that shit up, dog. Like, I have high hopes for you, bro. I hope you go far.
Grind it out, bro. You got this shit.
Grind it out, bro. Like, hey, enjoy your time, but remember why you're there.
Bro, and it's gonna go by fast.
It's gonna go by fast. It's gonna go by really fucking fast. Like,
make the best out of it.
I graduated high school 5 years ago. That shit wild.
Oh, dude, I graduated 4 years ago.
That shit
Damn.
wild. Like, when I think about it, I'm like, wow. Like, what the fuck?
8 years ago, I was just starting high school.
Bro, it's so dumbfounding, dude. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's literally amazing.
Yeah, and it's funny because when you're living in the moment, it's like, damn, dude, I just want to get out of here. Like, this shit's taking forever. But now that we're out of here and we've been out for a while, bro, it's like, damn, where'd that time go? Like, it's literally no exaggeration when the old people say, oh, enjoy it while you can. Time's gonna fly. It's like, nah, time's taking so fucking long.
That shit is real.
And here the fuck we are, fucking 2020. About to turn 23 this year.
Oh,
US about to turn 28.
28. Oh, bro, I hate talking about age, bro. Like, it's so scary.
Yo, it really is.
It's like, I sit here and think, and I was like, bro, I remember being fucking 17 and, doing the craziest shit ever. And now I'm sitting here 24. And I'm just like, turning 24, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, bro, I'm about to be 20. In the government, men are not considered adults until they're 25.
Really?
Yeah, because they feel like we don't mature until we hit 25.
Well, I can see that.
Yeah, me too. I don't like it though because my car insurance is hella high, just because I'm not 25. Facts. So it's like, okay, like I'm about to turn 24. I'm like, bro, I'm literally about to turn 25. I'm considered a full ass adult. Like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit. And then to think about it is like, yo, I gotta get married soon. I gotta have kids soon. Like, holy shit, I'm getting old. Like, it's catching up to me, bro. And that's like my biggest fear. I ain't gonna talk about like having kids or anything, but like, I don't want to have kids when I'm too old. I want to be able to keep up with my kids.
You trying to play some activities with them, not fucking watch them from fucking wheelchair.
Saying, dude, like, I want to play with them, like play with them.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to sit there and have them throw me a football and me fucking truck their ass. Pow. Bro, and like,
teach them what's up.
Bro, I'm saying, and like, I feel like it has a bigger effect on me because like my family's really young. Like, my mom had me and my older brother when she was hella young. Like, I mean, I don't mind talking about it. My mom had my brother at 14 and had me at 16.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like my dad's young, my mom's young, my grandparents are young, like, and it's crazy because like you met my little brother. My man's only 7. So like me thinking about my own age is like, bro, I'm getting old, but me watching him grow up is like, bro, I'm getting really fucking old. And like it's funny. It's funny because I'm gonna tell you a story. That man called me out. He called me out, and it was the funniest shit I ever fucking witnessed in my life. He was we were talking, and he was like, "Oh, what's your spirit animal?" Like, he thought he was gonna talk about something I didn't know. I was like, well, my spirit animal is a wolf. I knew this shit already. What's up? And he goes, oh, what's my spirit animal? I was like, I don't know. You gotta find that out yourself, my dog. Like, and he goes, oh, I want to be a strong one, strong and good looking. He's like, better looking than you. I'm like, that's impossible.
Yo, good old Robert, bro.
Yeah, so it's so he's like, you know what, we're gonna fight. I was like, let's fight then, bro. I was like, let's run it. He goes, no, not now, when I get older. I was like, all right, you let me know when you're ready. And he goes, well, only if it's okay because you'll be old by then. I was like, oh, fuck. Whoa. I was like,
he really went there,
we're going to fight now. I was like, dude, my man literally said there, like, oh, only if it's okay because you'll be old. I was like, damn.
Damn,
like,
that's so fucking funny.
And it pissed me off because it was like, fuck, man, he's right. I'm gonna fucking get on the floor and fucking my back. Be fucking 43 years old, like my back.
Damn.
And it's shit fucking told me crazy. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make you a promise, bro. You fight me now, I'll let you fight my kids. And he's like, nah. And I was like, that's what I thought.
Oh damn, bro.
Yeah,
he's a funny guy.
He's hilarious, dude. I love that kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's crazy. It's like, technically, he can be my own son, bro. I was 16 when my mom had him.
Mm-hmm.
I was 16, so it's like, it's wild, bro. And it's watching, like, people, like, say, you know, when your parents tell you, like, it's crazy to see how your kids grow so fast. And then you sit there thinking, like, I mean, not really. It happens. But, like, now it's like, even though this is not even my kid, it's my little brother, I'm sitting here thinking, like, damn, shit's wild.
You were there for the come up.
I was there, bro. Like, I can't wait till you glow up because you ugly as hell. Like, you gotta catch up. Like, you gotta catch up. Nah, I'm just joking. But yeah, bro, it's crazy. Like,
yeah, that's awesome. He asked about your spirit animal. He had no clue his.
Yeah,
well, it's mine.
Yeah, bro, it was hilarious, dude. But it was like I said, you know, time is no joke.
Dude, it is so crazy because, like, you know, that whole when you're in like school, it's like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? It's like,
Bro,
never in my life would I have fucking predicted I'd be here. Like in senior year, like if you were to ask me where you see yourself in 5 years, oh, you know, I'm already graduated, fucking physical therapist, blah blah. Like like I just said earlier, like my whole life changed.
Right, bro. It's time is really no joke, bro. Time is scary as hell, and like there's no telling what can happen, bro. That's the problem.
Bro, I was just having this conversation with my coworker not too long ago. It's like, if you think about everything in this world, time is the only thing that you can't get back.
No.
And it's insane. Like, you can go invest your time in fucking something for what? You know, you can never get that time back.
It's like,
bro, this literally goes back to last fucking
That's
week.
what I was about to say. Last stream, bro, is time is the most purest, simplest form of an investment you can do. Like, yeah, time is scary, but you got to give things time. You got to give things time to grow. You cannot quit too soon. And that's like, and that's still, that brings up college, because like college is going to be hard. No joke. College is not no joke. Like, all right, you know how your high school teachers like, oh, your college professor ain't gonna take that. Like, that's a lie. College professors are dope as fuck. They cool as hell. Like, and I'll tell you a story about a few professors that, you know, changed my mindset. Cause I sat there and thought, like, damn, like he listens, like, you know. But like time, bro, it's just like college, bro. You gotta give it time to grow. Like, college is gonna be hard. You cannot quit too soon. Yep. Some people is like, oh, it's not for me. It's like, you don't know that. Give it. The only way you'll be able to know is not for you is for you to get your degree and to sit there and be like, damn, this is just not for me.
Yeah, and the same. It's literally just like tasting food. Like, you don't know if you're gonna like that food unless you give it a shot. Like, you gotta do a little taste test in order to find. And so me, I'm a picky eater, right? But I try the food I eat, and I can determine whether or not I like that food. And my brother is like the complete opposite. He's a picky eater, but he doesn't try the shit. And it's kind of frustrating. It's like you could be missing out on so many things you like. You never know. So like the same could be said with college. Like, you never know how it's gonna go for you, or you know how your life is gonna turn out if you just give it a shot. Maybe you do enjoy going back to school.
Like I said, college is not for everybody. It definitely ain't for me. But it's like, it's something I put up with because I've already done it for like, what, 13 years.
Yeah.
So it's like...
What's a few more years?
What's a few more years? It's like, it's not hard. It's really not that hard. It's just dedication. It's time. You got to give it time. Like, you got to invest your time into college to be successful. Like, luckily, some people, like, they don't need to do that. They just fucking good. Like, congratulations to you, asshole. But like me, like I have to study. I have to like do this. I have to do that. Like, and it's crazy. Like, cause I'm gonna tell you like a story about like a professor that changed my mindset. Was I'm not a good writer. My grammar's bad. I have a small like speech impairment that I don't really talk about. So like I don't really like public speaking, but I'm not scared to do public speaking. I'm really good at it actually. It's just I cannot pronounce certain words. So you know, it's like it's not a fear, but it's something I don't want to challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not a good writer. I don't like to write because I don't make sense. I go off subject and I just write and write and write and write and write, and like to me it's like I'm just getting everything off my head, but that's not the point of writing, especially in college.
Yeah, one thing I always hated about writing is like you're writing, and then you forget something. You can't add it at the end. Like you literally have to go back, change everything you just wrote, put it in, and then do it again. Like that. I know what you're saying with the whole fucking you just writing and writing.
Yeah, so it's like this professor like it took me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I took ENC 1101 4 times. On the
What
fourth
is that? Comp?
writing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's almost like comp. So ENC 1101, I took it 4 times. On the 4th time, I finally passed it. It took me 4 tries to do ENC 1101. 4 different professors. You know why I passed this professor? Because he cared. And I'm not going to say the other professors didn't care. But he actually cared about what we learned. And all the other ENC 1101 professors, they graded your rubric, they graded your outline, they graded how you write, they graded that, they graded this, and then they grade your final paper, and then you can only turn in your paper once and you're done. That's your grade. How are you supposed to learn from that?
You literally can't. It's just fucking you're getting critiqued on what you're doing. You're not getting
and you can't
help.
go back to fix it.
Yeah,
it's stuck like that. So like me, like I'm not a good writer, so I'll get 60s on everything. It's like, well, I need help. Go to the writing lab. The writing lab isn't you. You want your papers written a certain way. The writing lab is not going to help me. And so when I took this professor, he straight up told our class and goes, listen, we don't have outlines. We don't have presentations. We don't have lectures. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to give you a topic. You're going to write a paper. Now, let's say right now, today's the 29th. He would sit there, hey, your paper is due February 28th. You can turn in your paper all month. I'll grade it and give it back to you and go fix it.
I had a professor that was like that. It's like, this is the last day you can turn it in, but you can continue to turn it in and I'll critique it and, you know, and I'll help you out with it. And then so like, you know, you turn it in a few times, you revise it, and then by the time it was time for it to be due, like you had a basically what he wanted.
You had an A. And it's like, bro, he cared about what you learned. He's not critiquing you. He's teaching you. And bro, that opened my head. I was like, bro, like college really isn't that bad. And it's like he opened my mind. I was like, bro, he's dope. Like he's really like a good professor. He's like, we don't learn anything. What the fuck are you supposed to learn in writing? You're supposed to have to learn how to write on a specific topic. That's what ENC 1101 is. He was like, I don't understand why people teach grammar. Right, I'll fix your grammar. That's how you learn. I'm not going to teach you how to talk. You already know how to talk.
Facts, yeah,
I'm going to fix it. I want to see what is your mistakes. I'm not going to give you answers. I want to actually see what's your mistakes so I can fix it. Everybody's different. I can't work on grammar and expect everybody to have the same grammar. Everybody's different. So I want to see your work so I can help you scope it. I was like, bro,
Bro, this is fucking opening my eyes. It's like, holy fuck.
I was like, yo, I fuck with this professor, dude. And like I said, I took ENC 1101 4 times. I went to go take ENC 1102. He wasn't available. I didn't fucking take that shit. I waited a whole year, and I saw them for ENC 1102. I fucking hopped on really quick. Passed it.
So you got him again?
Passed it with an A, again.
Nice.
I'm done with all my writing. Not really. I have to take literature 1000, which I'm taking now. Which there's another professor I like because he's straightforward. He's like, you want an A in this class? Do your work how I tell you to do it. Yeah, you're smart. That's cool. But I'm the coach. You do what I want. You may know how to write, but do you know how to write like how I want you to write? I was like, you know what? I fuck with this guy too. Like, he's straightforward. You know, if you do his work the way he wants it, you can't get it wrong, because that's how he wants it. He's critiquing his own work. And to me, it's like, I'm not gonna blow myself up. I'm like an artist. I draw. I draw a lot. I do graffiti and stuff. So like a professor like that is just like, it feels like I'm in an art class. They put a picture up and say, draw that picture. You drawing their work. They want to see how good you can draw their work.
Damn,
if you can draw their work to the person who drew that, and you drew it just like theirs, that's an A. I fuck with that.
Damn, bro, that was actually a really good fucking analogy for that shit. Fuck it, bro.
Bro, like, I fuck with that shit. Like, and people like, he tells us, like, I get 26 students to register for this class. At the end of the semester, I only end up with like 9, because people leave because I'm on them. Some people don't belong in this class, and I let them know they don't belong in this class, because they don't want to. They don't want to change their ways for 6 months.
Yeah, bro. Fucking, they're hard headed.
I was like, bro, like, I'm hard headed, but fuck, dude. You telling me if I do it like this, you're gonna give me an A? Fuck you. I got you, doc. I fucking got you. My degree, I don't write in my degree. I don't. I mean, I write a little bit, but I ain't writing fucking papers. Fuck out of here. So, like, I just gotta deal with this shit for now.
And you know the consequences if you fail, bro. Like, you fucking for time. You trying to get that shit over with the first time, so you gonna do everything you can to get rid of get over that shit.
It's crazy, dude, and like don't let one professor ruin your college experience. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh shit! Excuse me, my bad.
Some professors, they need things done their way, like how my lit class is. Other professors, they like to see what their student brings to the table and they fix it there, like my ENC class. It works both ways. And there's some professors where they're just give you a PowerPoint, tell you to study it, and give you a test. And the possibilities of that test even matching that PowerPoint, slim.
Yep.
You just gotta deal with that shit. But there are professors out there that wants to really help you. Like, I mean, I'll tell people what college I go to. I go to Palm Beach State. If you go to the Lake Worth campus at Palm Beach State, bro, take Gregory for ENC 1101 and 1102. He talks a lot. He talks a lot of bullshit. But it's so easy. It's so easy. Like, he helps you so much. People say they don't like him, but he helps you so much. You don't understand the benefits of being able to turn in your paper 100 times to get an A. Especially when you don't know how to write. I don't know how to write. You want me to write you a poem? I got you. I know how to write poems. You want me to write you a 1,000-word paper? You're going to get a 1,000-word paper.
It might not make sense, though.
It might not make sense, but you can get a 1,000-word paper. But him being able to tell you, like, yo, this paragraph right here, what are you talking about? You make no sense. Change it up. And then he'll go on your sources, and he'll be like, look, you see this information right here? Talk about that, bro. That'll boost you up. And then you do it. It's like, bro, like he actually wants to help you. He wants to see you succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's crazy, dude. Like I don't know. Like I can talk about this shit all fucking day, and it's
Like, bro, there's some professors, they're there just to make the
mhm.
bag. You
They
know,
are.
they're getting paid regardless whether or not you fail or not. So you know, there's professors that don't fucking care.
Hey,
What's that
like
face for?
oh, I
You,
just
you
got a
sound like
funny. I got a funny ass text.
oh,
I'll explain it later. I ain't gonna put my.
I
I'm
thought you were
put,
about to go with like yeah, you know, but yeah, like they're just literally there for themselves. They don't fucking give a shit about you. But
they
then you do
those
have those.
those are people who they got their degree in education and they're not happy about it. That's what I'm saying, bro. Get a degree that you like. Don't be miserable. You know, it's not worth it because you're gonna affect other people, especially when it comes to education. You being an educator, you being the captain of the team. You're supposed to lead your team, and that's your
Mm-hmm.
students.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you miserable, bro, you're gonna drag them students down with you.
Yo, like we said earlier, if you're having fun, it's not work.
It's not work.
But the second you know it stops becoming fun, that's when it's time to give it up. It's time to move on to something else.
It's crazy, and like when I was saying, like I have a small like speech impairment where like I get stuck on words. It's not a stutter. People say it's a stutter. I don't think it's a stutter. It's just there's some words like combination of words that I can't say, and like I'll put myself on blast. I don't really care. All of middle school, you know what word I couldn't say? Monopoly.
What?
I couldn't say monopoly.
I
I couldn't say monopoly for some reason. The O-N-O, I couldn't get that shit going. I could not say monopoly. So I hate Monopoly
because of that?
because of that. Because people be like, yo, you want to play Monopoly? I'm
Fuck out of here.
like, yeah, bro, like, you know. So it and public speaking is like people with stutters and like speech impairments. You know, public speaking like it goes against them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, bro. One of when I was doing an interview for the hospital a few maybe a year ago now. Yeah, I was still at my old house, so about a year ago. One of the week because the role I was going for it was like the person that checks you in at the ER. So you know they got to deal with angry people sometimes. So
right,
like one of the questions is like, well, what's one of your personal weaknesses? And what I told him is like it'll take me a while to get to the point. Like, sometimes in my brain, it's hard for me to come out with the words I'm trying to say. But like, I eventually get there, and after I think about it for a little bit, I have the words, they make sense. So it's like one of my, whatchamacallit, weaknesses is that basically. Like, it's not like a stutter. It's just
right.
my fucking words won't come out my mouth.
So it's like, talking about public speaking, it's people with speech impairments, bro. It goes against them like hard, and like going to college and stuff. Like you're forced to talk in front of people. They do not care.
Mm-hmm.
And why I bring this up is one thing that like opened my eyes up. Another thing was like I was telling you the other day, Naz. I was watching a video. It was like a little talk session with J. Cole, Marshawn Lynch, and Ryan Coogler. If you guys don't know who Ryan Coogler is, he's like the director of Black Panther. So J. Cole, we all know, J. Cole and Marshawn Lynch, and then even Coogler himself. They're both like all three of them respectfully is like the best in their profession.
Yeah.
Like J. Cole, very intelligent, so he talks like he's very intelligent. Marshawn Lynch, he's a goofy guy. He's from the ghetto, so he talks like that. But he's smart too. Don't stop him. He's smart as hell too. But he's ghetto. Like I don't want to say he's ghetto, but he's from that area of Oakland where he talks like that. And it was for Martin Luther King. They're having a little talk session, and Ryan, he was the guy who was in charge of it, asking all the questions and like
basically his interview or whatever.
Yeah, basically
like
his interview and shit. And And what blew my mind, and I was reading the comments, and it was the same thing that the comments were saying was, it's a blessing, and it's like such a big opportunity to see someone so successful, like Ryan himself, and sitting there in front of a whole bunch of people, getting thousands of views on YouTube and all that stuff, asking J. Cole and Marshawn Lynch these high IQ questions and stuttering. Like he was stuttering on almost every word he was saying. But it was like, you know, it's a confidence builder for people, you know, to understand like, hey, you know, just because you stutter, doesn't mean you can't be successful. Doesn't mean you can't speak in public atmospheres.
Mm-hmm.
And like that shit hit me deep, and I was like, damn, you know, because like in speech, like I took speech like last semester, and I was sitting there like, damn, these people really can't talk in front of like 16 other little kids. Like, what the hell, y'all? What the hell y'all scared for? Like, just talk.
Yeah, bro, and talking, you know, it gets the best of some people. Like I remember, I was watching I was watching like the Fortnite Pro AM, where you know the Fortnite players they team up with some actual celebrities, and I don't know if you know who RL Grimes is. RL Grimes, he's a musician. He produced the song UCLA.
Oh, okay. I don't really like that song, but okay.
Bro, he refused to do any interviews. Like he was terrified of talking. He said, I remember, he's like, yo, if we win the whole thing, then I'll talk. They ended up winning the whole thing, still didn't talk. I'm like, bro, it gets the best of, you know, even the best of the best, you know? And like, just because you're fucking big doesn't mean you're not scared.
Of course not. I mean, it's rough, but to see people, you know, go past it, it's great. It's fucking great. Like, and that's my thing. Like, I try to be as like open-minded, or like what people like to say woke, as possible. Like I like to be as open-minded as possible. Like, and I just like to see every possible opportunity as a great opportunity or a great outcome. So it's just something like I look forward. Like I don't take any negativity from anything now. Like let's say Naz straight up said, I don't want to do the podcast anymore. This shit's stupid. All right, Naz is out. I'm gonna continue doing the podcast because it's like, for me, it's me able to talk, because it's like everybody needs a friend to talk to. Let's be honest. Everybody needs someone to talk to. Get some shit off your chest. And me and Naz, we used to do this shit every night. We just talk. And then that's when we came into the conclusion, like, yo, let's make a podcast. Let's make it open. Like,
because we talk about some shit that everyone could relate to.
Exactly, like college. Like, I mean, I don't want to call you out, Seth, if you are watching. Like, look at Seth. He's jumped in really quick. And it's like, it feels nice to be able to sit here and listen to someone go through the same shit you went through. Even if it's not even bad, even if it's good. It's just being able to just sit there and relate to something that you feel like you can't talk to anybody about because you feel like they don't relate to you.
But they understand because they're going through the same shit.
They're going through the same shit. And it's like, it's crazy. Like, and like I say, you know, I mean, Naz is not the only person I talk to. Like, I have another best friend, you know, who just got married. And, like, he was the one that asked me the question where it was like, how does it feel like to, you know, lose someone, like, so close to you and, like, never talk to them again, knowing that they're still alive? And I was like, bro, that was, like, a deep question. And we're in the middle of fucking talking shit. And it was just a deep-ass question that came out of nowhere. And it was like, yo, you know, like...
Caught you off guard, I bet.
It caught me off guard, but I was ready for it. Because, you know, I went through it. So I didn't even explain it. I just tell them what happened to me. And it was just like, damn, like, you know, all right, you know. And I'm pretty sure there's people out there like that, you know, where you're in a relationship for like 10 years and next thing you know, your significant other is just like, you know what, I want out.
Yep.
And then they feel like they can't relate to anybody. Like, they don't understand. Like, yo, I'm telling you, like, I got you. You want to talk about it, put it in the fucking comment section. Like, if you guys have anything, like any of the viewers or anything like comments or even DM us on Twitter throughout the week about something that you would like to hear us talk about. Like,
yeah, suggestions, bro. We're always down to.
there's always a possibility of something like we went through. Cause like I don't know about Naz's like full childhood, but I went through a lot of shit. Cause like I didn't grow up in the best area, and like to see where my family is at now, like we made it out. And like we ain't even that rich, but we made it out. And like I don't like that's me. So like if you guys have issues like that, I got you guys. Naz, he probably has a different set of outcomes.
Yeah, like you have your things. I got my things. Like, and who knows, bro? There's probably a bunch of people out there that can relate to everything we've gone through.
Exactly. Like, shit. Like, I would like to hear your guys' story.
Yeah.
Shoot us up on Twitter. Send us a video, like, of a chat like this. Maybe we'll bring you on. If it's a dope ass topic and we can just talk about it. I mean, hopefully, we probably get a Discord session open where, we'll just have everybody in the Discord and you'll be able to just jump into like an interview room where we can like interview you and talk about shit, and like maybe we'll bring you to the podcast.
Yeah, we're literally like this is us still at our beginning stage. Like we would love to grow, build this community, fucking expand LAN, invite everyone into our fucking
exactly. Like LAN is an organization for everybody. It's just LAN. The purpose of LAN is to help each other grow. Like we all have our own dreams we're chasing. Right now
we're all there together.
We're all there together. I mean, me and Naz, we building each other up with this podcast. And we got Alaha to help us. I mean, he's been our special guest for the past 2 special guest podcasts we had. And we got a few other friends that are part of LANs that are helping us build up. Like, for example, Moss wants to go, like, be part of our podcast so bad that he wants us to switch the days because he works early in the morning on Thursdays and he can't stay up to watch our podcast. So we are thinking about, podcasting twice a week rather than just once a week. But, we're just, right now, we're trying to get in the groove of the podcast before, we jump into bigger things.
Yeah. We're dipping our toes in the water before we do a cannonball.
100%. And,
testing the water.
Like I say, I'm pretty sure I say it every podcast, we're working on trying to get onto Spotify. Because, some people, they don't want to sit here and watch, the whole video of us talking and reactions and stuff. They just want to hear us talking. So,
like, Alaha, the first episode we had, bro, he, on his way to work, he listened to us.
Yeah, so it's like...
while he was driving.
So, being on Spotify will probably be easy. iTunes, I don't know if we'll be able to go on iTunes. But, we can definitely try. So, we're trying to get on Spotify. We're trying to get on iTunes. Like I say, we're going to make a Discord chat or room for anybody to join.
Open sessions, bro. Like
we might have a day where we just like it's open session, as much people involved as possible. And it's really like we have a Twitter. That's our main platform right now, Twitter and YouTube. So like we say, any suggestions or like anything that you want to talk about, like, or any like comments or anything, and you don't want it on YouTube, DM us on Twitter. It's in the if you go to our description, you'll see our @ I mean, we don't put our personal Twitter up there because we're not chasing like the follows for ourselves. We're chasing the follows for a podcast, not even chasing the follows.
We're building this community.
We're building Mind Your Business. We're not building Chapo and Nas.
Facts, bro.
It's just
facts.
I mean, when's the last time you hear us talk about Chapo and Nas?
Yeah, for real.
Everything is Mind Your Business.
Bro, and it's funny because in the early productions of the podcast, that was one of our ideas. It was like a Chapo and Nas, but then it was like, nah, because we don't want it to be about us. We want it to be about the message we're saying.
Right. And people probably question like, why is it Mind Your Business? It's technically, it's just it's more terms of like mind your business in terms of like not like to like literally go mind your business is like figuratively, like yo, like mind your business is like if you feel like something's against you or you feel like not like us saying something against you, but you feel like something's against you or you feel like, you know, we're being able to talk, like we want to be able to talk freely. So basically, you know, mind your business is just like, hey, you know, this is a free talking atmosphere. You know, we're gonna talk about everything and possibly anything. So like we used to in the description, we usually put, you know, like if we offend you, we apologize, but just mind your business. It's like we're not trying to attack you. We're not attacking anybody. It's just we want to be able to talk freely. And so mind your business is just it's just like a phrase for us to say is like, hey, we don't want to hurt your feelings, but leave. So I mean, we don't mean it like disrespectfully. We're just not trying to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yep, bro. With that being said, I think you know what time it is. It's time to go get some motherfucking steak and shake, boy.
Some steak and shake. I fucks with it. I fucks with it.
Yep. Yo, my fucking chair fell down a little bit. I gotta raise this bitch. Yo, but like anyone who fucking made it this far, we appreciate you. Like I think we have this time, but you know, honestly, we're not just saying that because we're saying that. We honestly appreciate like anything you guys do for us. Y'all have a dream, bro. Go follow that shit. Like,
Facts.
Don't give up, bro. Put the time in, and I promise you, it's gonna fucking work out.
Facts, bro. Like, just be able to just, like I was saying, just be able to do whatever you want to do freely. Let everybody else mind their business.
Yep.
Bro. If your dream is to be a YouTuber, and everybody's like, oh, that's what everybody wants to do. Like, yo, mind your business. Let me do what I want to do.
Yeah, don't let anyone discourage you. The main person who can believe in you is yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, no one will believe in you.
Self-love is important, man.
Yep.
Self-love is important. But before we get into another heavy topic, bro, Nas, hope you have a great night. Hope you have a great week.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be able to see you next Wednesday.
Yeah, bro.
So, I mean, but anything, let's go ahead and jot some ideas down next week at Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake it is, bro. Yo, love y'all. Thank you for making it this far. We appreciate you, Chapo. Pleasure talking to you as always.
Heavily.
Hey, wait. Yeah. Bring it in here, brother.
Take it easy.
Give it a good old land shake. All right, bro. Catch you later.
Hey, take it easy.